Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to install IIS Server on Windows Server 2022. But before showing you the installation of IIS Server, which actually stands for Internet Information Services, I want to briefly go through that what IIS is used for. So IIS is used for web server. So web server is basically a software which is installed on some computers. Let's say we have this computer here, and on this computer if we install a web server software, then this becomes a web server. And once this computer becomes web server, it can show us the contents on the network or internet. So what happens here, like we use internet every day. So what happens, we open our browser on our machine, we call them a client machine, and that client machine will have a web browsers, and they are basically client applications. And from those client applications we are sending some request to those web servers. And when the web servers receives that request, it will have a web server software which runs as basically as a background service. And depending on our request, they can send back some contents to our computer, and we can see our contents in a web browser. And now in this case, we saw that web server is a software, so we can have different softwares. We can have Apache, we can have Nginx, and we can also have IIS, Internet Information Services, which is basically from Microsoft. And we are going to see that how we can install it in Windows Server 2022.
Okay, so now to show you that how to install IIS server on Windows Server 2022, I am in my virtual environment. You can see I'm using VMware, and in this VMware I have Windows Server 2022 and also have Windows 10, which will work as a client machine for us for this lab session. So first we are going to in Windows Server 2022, and in this Windows we are going to install IIS. And now to install IIS here, first we need to launch Server Manager. And to launch Server Manager, you can simply click here at the start button, and then on the right hand side you can see we have Server Manager. So we click there on Server Manager, and this Server Manager is in front of you. And now you can see here we have different options in our Server Manager. And this option, this add roles and features, we would use this option to add IIS as a role on this Windows 2022. And we can select from here also. We can go from here as well. We can click on manage, and then we can click on add roles and features, and then this new window appears, and you can go through these details for the learning. But at the moment I have to select IIS, so I'm just going to click on next. And then we have installation type. So in this installation type you can go with remote desktop service installation, or you can go with role based features. So I'm going to select this role based feature because I'm not selecting remote desktop at the moment. So click that, and then click next. And here we have the name of the server where we will be installing this role. So this is the only server which I have on my network, so I'm selecting that. And remember the IP address for this. So 192.168.10.2 is the IP address for our Windows Server 2022. Click next. And then here in this we have to select roles. You can see here, select one or more roles to install on the selected server. So on the selected server, at the moment we are only interested in this role, that is web server IIS. We click there, and then this shows that we need to add some more features that are required for the web server. So we click on add features, and then we simply click next. And here it says select one or more features to install. So if you like some additional feature, you can also select from here. But for us, by default features which have been selected for us, we are happy with that. We simply click next. And here we have some web server. This is some information you can read. And then we can click next. And then we have server role services which have been selected. If you want to make any changes, still we can, but we are going to select next. And then this is some configuration which has been selected for us. And this page actually shows that if you want to confirm something, you can confirm from here. and then simply we can also select this option, that is restart the destination server automatically if required. So I'm going to click this and yes, and then simply click install, and with this it will start installing IIS on our Windows Server 2022. It may take some time, so maybe I'll pause this recording and I'll come back once this is complete. Okay, now you can see this installation succeeded on the server machine, and after this I'm just simply going to close it. And now you see we have this server role has been installed, and in this Windows Server we have a website, we have a by default website which is hosted on this server machine. So if you want to verify that this whether this has been installed or not, we can simply check from our client machine as well. So we go to our client machine, and in this our client machine we can open our web browser, and in this web browser we can use the IP address of this Windows Server, and we simply click here and then give the IP address. Remember that IP address was 192.168.10.2. Sorry for that, maybe 192.168.10.2, and press enter, and you can see this shows some websites which is actually hosted on this Windows Server. So this is the by default website which we have on our Windows Server machine, and the contents for these are saved in C drive. So I want to show you that as well. If you click on this file explorer, and then if you click on this C drive, maybe I can select view, sorry, we can select full screen here. So we go to our this PC and then click on C drive. And the C drive we have a folder that is called inetpub. So inetpub is a default location where IIS stores default website files. So all the website files we will have in this folder, and in this folder we have one more folder that is called www root, and in www root folder we have the actual content for the websites. So if you double click there, you can see we have this HTML file, and whatever see on our screen from Windows 10, that is basically taken from here. So if you want to change it, for example, if we right click there and then if we click on open with and then notepad, you can see this is the HTML code which is being used by Windows Server. If you want to change it, maybe I have simple HTML code here in this file, so we can replace that code with this one, sorry, this one, second file. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to copy here in this. So I'm going to replace it with my code, with my HTML code, and then we say Control S. Now this has been saved, and so we have made changes in this file, and now to verify these changes we can again go to our Windows 10, and maybe if we refresh this browser, you can see this time this is showing us different contents. So it means this is the file in C drive in www root folder, and that is the by default website which we see after we have installed this Windows 10. And then in addition to that, if we go to Windows Server, we can go to our Windows Server Manager. So we can click on Tools, and then we can click on Internet Information Service Manager, and this will be the specific tool which will help us to manage IIS services. And you can see here this is the name of the server, and then this is the application pool, and this is sites. And here site you can see we have default website. If you click there, then it will show you the relevant files, and in this file we have this default document, and in this default document we can simply click this one, and we can also restart this website, or we can stop it, and then there are certain other features which we'll be exploring maybe in some future videos. And you can double click there and you can see all these pages we have there. And yes, and thank you very much. This is a simple installation of IIS server which I wanted to show you in this video, and hopefully this may be helpful for some of you. And thank you very much. Hope to see you in some other video. Thanks.